My guest today released his first album called Forever Yours in 1987 and had everyone grooving to tunes like She's Fly, the one we just showed you a couple of minutes ago, and Lovey Dovey too, which was actually the biggest hit from that album. Well, he's back on the scene now after a brief hiatus, and we welcome him to Video Soul. This is Tony Terry.
Donnie.
What's up, man?
You the man. How's it going?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Real good.
That's a nice jacket, man. Did you get that from the same place Morris Day shops at?
No, I didn't.
I don't know, man. Cool. That's nice, man. I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what's going on with you these days, man?
Busy on the road. I just completed a few weeks on the road for the promotional tour for the new album. And I'm actually home for the holidays. And,
oh, really?
So here I am with you.
Yeah, well, that's great, man. You're excited about the new album?
Oh, yeah. I'm satisfied with it, as satisfied as I can be, you know, because I'm probably my own worst critic, as most artists are.
Right.
But I feel good about it.
Why did it take you so long to come back?
Well, the songs, we didn't really start looking for songs until after the first album was pretty much over. And that's really a long process, finding the right songs. We had actually cut like 20 songs for this album and chopped it down to the 11 songs that we ended up with.
How do you go about finding songs for your album?
Listening and listening and listening and listening and cutting and recutting and recutting.
But how's stuff submitted to you? Where do you get the songs from?
Various places, various sources. People submit songs to my management company, and you know, on being on the road, I'm constantly in contact with songwriters, and I'll give them their address, and they'll send me songs, etc., etc. Yeah. You know, and I write as well. So.
How many of the songs on the album did you write?
Well, co-wrote 4 on this album.
When you get songs in, are you looking for a specific thing, or do you just kind of wait to see what comes to you?
I look for things that you know, that I think are an expression of myself musically and vocally, you know, that showcase me. You know, I try to, if I don't write the song and you know, it comes from another writer, then I try to put myself in that writer's shoes and sing the song from his or her perspective, you know, and what they had in mind. And I think that we came up with some slang stuff.
It's kind of like acting, isn't it? I mean, really, you're trying to put yourself in someone else's shoes for a minute. Yeah. You have fun in the studio when you're doing it?
We had a lot of fun with this album. A lot of fun. Yeah, it took a long time, but I think we came up with a real strong piece.
I would imagine, though, there has to be some times when it is work in the studio, when you don't want to go in and do it.
After about the 20th hour, you know, it starts getting a little crazy, and you know, it's difficult to focus, and you know, the energy starts getting crazy. But I think that it is not work. It's certainly not work for me. And when it becomes work, then I probably will start doing something else, because I love music and I love to perform, and working in the studios, and you know, it's really a great creative process. So it's a lot of fun for me.
Have you been performing live at all during this 3-year period?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was out with Gladys Knight for a while, and then I did the back in '88. I did the I think it was the Jam '88, Summer Jam '88 tour with Salt and Pepper and Keith Sweat. I've done a couple of projects since then. One was the Flame Project, who was a solo artist on Epic Records, and her first single was a duet, you know, with myself. And you know, we did the single and the video. That was an interesting project as well. And I've also been working with a Latin hip hop group, Sweet Sensation. Who, you know, they're traveling the world right now, enjoying some tremendous success.
Your background is really in gospel music, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in the church, you know, singing gospel music, and, you know, there was a time when my sister and 2 cousins, I think I told you this story before. I'll tell you again. You know, we had a gospel group called the Freedom Gospel Singers, and we traveled quite a bit, quite extensively in the Washington metropolitan area. And I think we just kind of, you know, we grew up and we all had different interests, and my interest was to pursue the music. So, you know, once I graduated school, I moved on to New York to pursue it.
And you hooked up with Vanessa Bell Armstrong once you got to New York?
Well, no, that happened here. And what happened was there was a concert at, you know, at a church here, and one of the singers or something got sick. And it was actually Rance Allen. You know, it was a concert with Vanessa and Rance. And, you know, they called me like 2 days to learn all of these songs, you know, background parts of all these songs. And I did, you know, so I just kind of filled in for her. And that was good. She's like the greatest.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at what you're doing these days, your latest video.
All right.
This is brand new for Tony Terry on Video Soul. It's called Head Over Heels. That was real nice, isn't it? Tony Terry, Head Over Heels. This is brand new for Tony, and he's our guest on Video Soul. I love that song.
So do I.
Is this, I guess you do, it's one of your songs, right?
Yeah,
You co-wrote that one.
Yeah, I sure did. I co-wrote that with my cousin, and it was really cool how that happened. I was at a buddy of mine's house listening to some tracks. You know, this is one of those times when I was out there just trying to find some songs. And he was playing, he may have played 10, 20 songs. And, you know, he put this one on, and it just came to me just like that. I just started singing, you know, singing the hook, the chorus. And we sat down, we wrote it, and it came out in about 10, 15 minutes.
You're kidding.
And it was done.
You wrote the whole thing in 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah.
You're quicker than James Brown,
Well,
man.
you know what, I really don't, I don't really have the, well, I don't think that I have the ability to just sit down at will and write. But when it hits me, you know, and then I just go with it then. You know, and it might happen at strange times. I've called my answering machine, being at home. You know, pick up my phone and, you know, you hear the dial tone, and I'm singing a melody into the answering machine.
Yeah, I've talked to other artists use it as that's a messenger service for you, right? I mean, so that you don't lose ideas, just call and put it on your answering machine.
I've done that, yeah.
When it comes, it must be coming from somewhere that's right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
really.
being sent to you, obviously. Yeah. You have a daughter since last time I saw you.
I sure do. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years old?
2 years old, it's my heart.
Yeah, what's her name?
Tanea.
Tanea. Is she watching now, do you think?
Probably, yeah. She's probably, ooh, that's Daddy. Yeah, she's my heart. You know, she's a wonderful girl, and you know, I'm playing. Well, I'm not playing, but you know, I'm a single parent, and you know, I've learned a lot about myself taking on this responsibility. It's made me grow up. It's really made me grow up tremendously, and she's a wonderful person. At 2 years old, she's a wonderful person, and you know, it's a blessing. She's a blessing.
It's a little different for the male to be playing the role of the single parent. So often it's the woman.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's a lot of work, but you know, I have the support of a wonderful family and a wonderful management team that are really there behind me 110%, you know, so that kind of helped me out with it, but I'm pretty much doing it, you know, I'm doing what I have to do. I learned how to comb hair and, you know, dress her and, you know, all that little stuff.
Can you braid it and do all that?
Oh, man, I roll.
Is that
I roll.
really?
At first, it took me, you know, when I first started doing it, it would take me the better part of a day to comb her hair.
Right.
Because you know, I'm chasing her around the house trying to braid her hair. But now I got it. I got it. And she's really a sweet little girl.
So now how do you deal with this when your record hits? I mean, like right now, you're out on a promotional
I'm on
tour.
a promotional tour, and when I'm out, you know, she stays with my mother. But when I'm going to be out for an extensive period of time, then I'm going to bring her out with me because I just can't really stand and be away from her that long. So I'll probably bring her out with me and have someone out with me, you know, to help take care of her while I'm performing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, she's a showbiz baby.
Well, kiss her for me.
I sure will.
All right, Tony, it's so good to have you with us again.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for
All right.
having me.
Good luck with the album.
Thank you.
Okay, Tony Terry, our guest today on Video Soul. Don't go away. We've got more videos coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll be back.